Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Nyahonyaho Tamakloe is out again. And I want you to join me listening to what he's out saying again. I call it a bombshell. I don't know how you would term it. But not to be fast about what he said. I want you to join me listening to what he actually said and the bombshell he drops again about the NPP party. Yes, there is wrath, there is bitterness in everybody's heart, not only Adwoa Safo alone, but the big man himself, the founding father, is also feeling the bitterness. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to what he said about the party and how far the party is at its current state. This station still remains PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. Please do subscribe for more video. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to what he said into detail. Thank you.
It's a constitutional right, freedom of speech. Who started speaking? Our General Secretary. Who started speaking after we lost the election? He was going everywhere, explaining. He went to the extent of telling people that nobody should blame him for the election, what we lost. He went on radio saying that His Excellency, the President Nana Akufo-Addo, wasn't listening to them at cabinet. That is what Kodua went on radio to say. And what? Now it's Adwoa Safo stand and what? You are issuing a statement. What locus does he have? You were on radio, and if he wants to write a letter, a love letter to me, he should write that love letter. This is so general, and I don't think it's a general statement I want to respond to. But you started the game. He should go on social media and see how the party people are bashing him. He has an election coming up. He shouldn't be allowed. He shouldn't allow himself to be manipulated and used for other people's cause. If you have an election coming up and your party base is bitter, and they want a voice to speak for them. What I'm doing, I want to clarify something. I'm a lawyer. I've read that statement. I am not discussing party issues here. There has been a character assassination on me. I have been defamed by my own party. And I have a duty owed to myself to clarify, to set the record straight, to strip them off. That whatever they painted me, however they painted me, to bring me down, it's not what it was. It's not what it is.
Naturally, people with this kind of, anger in them will leave the party peacefully. You have no intention of leaving the party?
Nobody brought me in the party, and the party is not for anybody.
Well, that was Adwoa Safo there. She further described the fact-finding committee established by the party to investigate its defeat in the 2024 election as, quote, bogus, questioning the credibility of that committee's chairman. Take a listen.
What committee?
Why do you say so?
Why? And a committee that is put together, and it's an intentional committee put together, just to make sure that we find certain facts and push a particular candidate away from the candidacy so that we can bring our own. You call that a credible committee, fact-finding committee. If Professor Michael Quay thinks he has integrity, thinks that he is credible, I want the first page of his fact-finding report. Why my son Michael Quay Jr. lost Domeko Abenya's seat. He should give us a detailed report on that.
That is possible.
If it's able, no.
It is possible it could be captured.
No, if he's able to do it, and do it with the needed integrity, with the transparency, without biases and prejudices, I will take any report finding that he puts in there against Dr. Bawumia. Other than that, that report will not work in this party.
Is this not a premature conclusion, knowing very well that the report is not out? We don't even know the content.
The composition. He should, no, please, your backyard is burning. And you think the best person to lead a fact-finding committee like that constituency is included. will do a thorough job for you.
So
why don't you go for an independent person?
Well, few hours after that particular interview with my colleague Elton Broby, a fresh statement from the party emerged, referring Sarah Adwoa Safo to the National Disciplinary Committee for further action. Let me give you some excerpt of that statement, which will soon be on your screen there. Now, say that following the directives issued to all members of the New Patriotic Party to cease discussions on matters that create disaffection within the party in the media, Honorable Sarah Adwoa Safo's comments in the media, particularly on the Pulse show of Joy News, are clear contravention of the directive issued to all NPP members, and they put their reference number there. Now, as she is aware, the directive explicitly states that all party members must cease discussing party issues that create unrest, negativism, and disaffection in the media and other related platforms. Her actions are not only in disregard of this directive, but also undermines the party's efforts to rebuild and move forward. Now, as a former member of parliament, former deputy majority leader and former minister of state under the Esqual NPP government, she was expected to set a good example and adhere to the principles of discipline, loyalty and unity that have always defined our great party. Her failure to do so not only reflects poorly on her, but also in contravention of Article 3.5 of the party's constitution, which amongst others enjoins us to promote and defend the good name of the party. Now, this is it. In breach of the above provision of the party's constitution and the directive issued earlier, Honorable Sarah Adwoa Safo is hereby referred to the National Disciplinary Committee of the party for further action. So, well, you got a statement there from the party after she granted that interview. So here on the probe tonight, we ask, is the NPP quietly silencing dissent? And what does this mean for the party's unity? When I return, I'll get answers from one of the founding fathers of the NPP, Dr. Nyahonyaho Tamakloe, also joining this conversation on
the founders of the party and the party itself was set up on principle of democracy, and which of course include freedom of speech. And the freedom of speech should be enjoyed by every member of the party. So to me, what Adwoa Safo did, there's nothing wrong with that. Indeed, everyone in the party who really loves the party must be concerned about what happened in the 2024 elections. And also find it very important to comment on it. So if a party member, and not just a party member, but a member of parliament, has come out boldly to express their views, I don't think there's anything wrong at all with that. Indeed, we have had that before. If my memory could serve me right, when B.J. Darucha, Peter Alajete, Odoi Size, Kejo Sebunzo, and others I can't remember now, when there's a party discussion or meeting, they are criticized. The leadership is criticized. I remember Kwame Pieni was an outstanding member who always spoke his mind. So as far as I'm concerned, what Adwoa Safo did has not in any way at all injured the party.
Right. So do you think that the current leadership is not accommodating enough? You cited the Rocha and Co. And how was this kind of criticisms at the time handled compared to what we are seeing now? How would you describe the current leadership in terms of its handling of criticism or dissenting views?
Well, I have said that the party present leadership, if I had been in their shoes, they should all have resigned by now and give way to people who will manage the party properly, not people who came into the party because of personal interest, not people who came into the party to acquire wealth and property. And indeed, the present leadership of the party cannot, and I repeat, cannot reorganize the party.
Why so?
And that is what we have to look at very carefully. I didn't hear you well. So what?
I'm asking, you said the current leadership cannot reorganize the party. Meanwhile, we have just few years to the next election, and they've set out some plans with regards to finding out what caused the defeat in 2024 election. These are clear plans the party, or steps the party is taking to reorganize the party. But you are of the opinion that the party cannot reorganize the party. And I'm asking you, why do you think so?
I say the present leadership of the party cannot reorganize the party for any victory in the future. I say so because they know it themselves. There have been a lot of infractions and malpractices before they came into power. We have never in the history of the party elected officers by bribing or through bribery. That's never happened. But what we saw when they were elected worried a lot of people. And the result we expected is exactly what came out. So as far as I'm concerned, none of them, none, and I say none of them, has the mandate or right to be part of that reorganization group that will reorganize the party and put it on its right path.
Well, does that also extend to the committee set up to look into why the party lost? Because Adwoa Safo herself described that committee as bogus and actually went ahead to question the authority, more or less, of its chairman. So I'm asking, does that extend to the committee itself, which is trying to find out why the party lost?
No, of course, it extends to the committee itself. Indeed, you ask yourself who formed the committee. It's the national executive of the party. They form the committee. And they have no moral right whatsoever to form a committee and put Michael Kwe as a chairman or whatever role he's playing there. Michael Kwe, I know Michael Kwe very, very well. We all grew up in the party. And Michael Kwe can never speak his mind. I know him. He can't speak his mind. And he knows what I'm saying is true. You need somebody who is firm and strong and call a spade when if necessary. These are the type of people we want at the leadership of the party now. People who are not corrupt. People who have no complex. People say they are arrogant. I don't see that as arrogance. Arrogance is normally applied to people who know where they come from and what they have behind them. These are a group of people who have enormous complex and they try to massage their ego. And that has ended us in the way that we are today.
You are also questioning the party executives' handling of the issue regarding Adwoa Safo's public commentary on what the party earlier issued directive on that party members should not do. My question to you is it a case that you see it as the party targeting Adwoa Safo? Because, like you said, other people have made similar comments, but the party has been quiet on it.
No, I have said earlier on that the party was founded on democracy. And as such, any member of the party has a right to express his or her concerns at any time. And Adwoa Safo, as a member of the party, has that right equally. I don't see anything wrong with that at all.
Do you expect Adwoa Safo to appear before the disciplinary committee?
The disciplinary committee is soft. Look, let me tell you one thing. Years back, when Akufo-Addo sacked, and I use the word sacked, and I know what I'm talking about, the newly elected executive of the party, Paul Afoko, Kwabena Ajepong, Sammy Crab, they were not allowed to even enter into their offices. I came out boldly and attacked Akufo-Addo. And then I had a call from late Reverend Asante trying to coerce me to meet the National Disciplinary Council or whatever they are. I told him, if they want me, then they should come to my house. And he agreed, because he was inviting me to his house where the meeting would take place. I said, no, you want me, come to my house. So whatever happens to me, of course, I'm not afraid of anything, will be known by my people. And I never heard from him again until he died. So Adwoa Safo can either forget about them or go and meet them if she wishes so. But if it had been me, I would never do that, because they have no moral right whatsoever. When things were going wrong, where were they? When we had the corruptions and incompetence all around, where were they? These are the things we have to look at. And if we really want to be in power in the near future, then we have to reorganize that party properly. We should go to the grassroots and know those who really genuinely love our party, from the ward level to the constituency level, from the constituency level to the regional level, and then up at the national level. Until we do that, we should forget about it.
But you are telling us this evening that the current leadership of the party cannot reorganize the party. But in another breath, you're telling us that we need to go down to the grassroots. Who then carries out that reorganization job? Or where should the party actually start from?
I have told you earlier on that the present leadership should have resigned en bloc. That is what they should have done. If they have the culture of resignation, that is what they should have done. And indeed, Adwoa Safo herself, when she realized things were not going well, she should have come out earlier to talk about it. And if leadership failed to listen to her, then she should have resigned. That is the problem of the Ghanaian politician. We fear to resign. So this present leadership, they have failed the party. They have no moral right whatsoever to call themselves leaders of the party. And I am saying that they should leave the scene. We can have an interim management committee that can set the party back on this track.
Right. Thank you so much. But stay on the NPP. That's shocking, isn't it?
It's not shocking. He is ignorant, and he was not around when the party itself, when we started the party. Now, luckily, there's a lady. In fact, President Kufuor is there. Those who names we had at the Electoral Commission were just a number of them. Then he wants to tell me that Peter Alajet was not even a founding member of the party. That's what he wants to say. Now, if he is ignorant about what happened before, years before, when only God knows where he was, he should just shut up. That's what that I'll say. I don't even know him. Luckily, there's a lady by the name Adole Akwe in town now, who worked closely with the chairman of the party, PJ Darocha. She's around. She can consult her. He can consult her. I don't want to waste my time on people who don't know what they are talking about.
But
this is not just the ordinary politics that we do with. This is a serious matter, and we have to be serious about it.
So you reject the tag he's trying to put on you tonight that you are not a founding member of the NPP?
The records are there. I said the records are there. I have a paper, a certificate to that effect, and other people. Not me alone. There are others, including people who I would say would not even like to show their faces at the moment, who are not members, who are not the right members, who were not politicians at that time, but they were founding members.
Right, so he also tried to...
If he doesn't know what he's talking about, he should just shut up.
Right, he also tried to, create the impression, or to say for a fact that the committee that you say does not have the credibility to look into why the NPP lost the election has people on that committee that have a lot of credibility. And if even the chairman has issues, like you're trying to put it, that does not, negate the work the committee has been tasked to do. How do you respond to that?
Now, if you listen to him carefully, he was listing a number of people with degrees either before or after their names. That is the problem we have with our party. That is the big problem we have with our party. We don't get down to the grassroots. He shouldn't think there are no other intellectuals in other political parties or in our party. They are. But they are not the right people really to go down to the grassroots to know exactly what they feel about what has happened. You follow me?
Yeah.
As I sit down here, you should know also that I am a doctor of medicine, not a PhD of nothing. I have practiced for years. And my full name is Nyahonyaho Tamakloe. I'm not just Tamakloe. I'm Nyahonyaho Tamakloe. If he wants to know why it is so, he should approach me.
All right. Talking about how to cure this challenge the NPP faces in reorganizing the party and fact-finding, your position is that the current leadership should resign. They are saying that call you're making has no basis because you yourself, you are not a founding member of the party. Also, you have been expelled from the party, and so you do not have the locus to actually make any recommendations to whatever the party wants to do.
As far back as 2016, when I came publicly and declared that Ghanaians, if they did vote Akufo-Addo in as a leader of the country, they will regret terribly. It was after that that statement came. And the one who championed it was one former regional minister. In fact, the whole thing was sent to the highest level of the party, and decision could not be taken. And he boasted that he could write a letter to him, which he did. I didn't bother about that. I don't just wait to live on politics. I have my own work I can do, so I didn't bother. But as I've said, any of them, as earlier on Professor Asante said, when you talk of political parties, you talk about numbers. So if he is a man, he should take a pen and sack me from the party today. And you'll see what will happen.
So you consider yourself as a member of the party?
I am a member of the party. Because the letter I had from the party at that time said I have been put on suspension indefinitely. They didn't tell me that I've been sacked from the party. No. He must know exactly. There are a lot of them who really don't know what that party stands for. Why some of us went to prison. Why a man like Kwame Pianin should spend 10 years to 11 years of his life in prison. Why I spent about 5 years of my life in prison. And others. They came in to loot. We didn't come in to loot. We came in to set up a democratic state.
Right.
And it took us years to fight military dictatorship. So when they are talking, they should know how they talk.
All right. Finally, before I let you go, Doc, the party is trying to find out why they lost the 2024 elections. We are yet to get our report. From where you sit, what could have caused the defeat of the NPP in the 2024 elections?
I can assure you from my own observation, right from the word where I told you that even the present leadership, we saw it on television. Money is being exchanged left, right, center, material things. And believe me, the party believed in the same thing. If they can be bold and come out, the amount of money they spent on the last elections, Ghanaians will take cutlasses after them. I'm telling you. They spend huge amount of money. But as I said earlier, the winning of the 2024 elections was not even a victory of the NDC alone. It was a victory of the Ghanaian people who got fed up with our party and got fed up with the leadership of our party. That was why we have the change today. So to me, the NDC is just a conveyance belt. I'll say that. I don't care what they think about it. That has brought us to where we are. And they have to work hard. And we have to work harder if we want to gain power again in the future.
Do you think the NPP will ever come to power again?
It is possible.
Right.
It is possible if we get the right leadership. If we get people who are selfless, if we can get people like B.J. Darocha, if we can get people like Peter Lajeti, if we can get people like K.J. Osebonso, if we can get people like, what do you call him, Kwame Safuedu. I mean, these were professionals in their own field, but they were selfless. And politics is not a money-making factory.
Right.
Politics is where you help the people to come up maybe to the level that you are. But
Before
those we have now came into politics because they want money and they need money.
Great.
And
So
very soon, some of them will be exposed. And they will be exposed in such a way that they will have the shock of their lives.
right.
They have really run this country down.
Yeah, you are confident the NPP can come back to power. I'll go to Dr. Asante shortly, but
I'm saying when they work hard, they can come back to power.
with Dr. Bawumia,
That's why political parties are formed.
with Dr. Bawumia in the
If the
picture.
NDC fails to deliver, I didn't hear you well.
I'm asking with Dr. Bawumia still as the flag bearer of the party in the next 4 years, or you are looking at a different person to lead the party?
No, our party is a democratic party. And with concerning Bawumia, I have already come out with my statement long ago. I know Bawumia very well. I was with him in his own town, in Bimbila and other. I got the pictures to prove it myself, Aliu Mahama. We were handling him. But Bawumia must allow the democratic process to operate in the NPP. And that means he should not think he can win election by just using money and maybe influence of somebody. He should have to work hard if he wants to win election. I'm talking about the leadership of the party.
Right.
If he's able to work hard, yes, he can be the leader of the party.
Thank you.
And anyone who works hard can lead the party. But anyone who thinks he can use money and influence to get to the leadership of the party, the person will fail and the party itself will fail miserably.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nyahonyaho Tamakloe, for speaking to us here on the probe. Let me give you the...
Thank you for watching. PENDREAM TV really appreciates your time on the channel once again. I say God bless you for the good work you are doing.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.